What is the root of lust? The main root for most people is a lack of love and rejection. We can be cutting off these branches like hiding your phone or putting restrictions like covenant eyes, but we still aren't getting the root. For example, look at this tree. The only way to cut it down, we need to take out the root so we can kill it. We need to know, however, we will always struggle with this sin, unless God chooses that we will never get tempted by it again. But we need to know why we are doing this sin, to get rid of 90% of the temptation we face. The main reason is because we think that God's love isn't enough for us, so we want more. If we realize what Jesus did for us on the cross, you would need nothing else but Him. Lust is the opposite of love, and it isn't true love like the love Christ gives us. Follow God's example, therefore, as dear loved children, and walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us and gave Himself up for a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. But among you, there must not be a hint of sexual immorality, or any kind of impurity, or of greed, because these are improper for God's holy people. Ephesians 5:1-3. These can be applied to any sin. Because why do you need to do that sin if we have God? We have enough. We don't need that sin. So to sum this up simply, realize that God's humbling Himself into a human being, Jesus Christ, to suffer His whole life and die brutally on the cross, to take your punishment of your sin, and rising from the dead in order to save your life. And see that His love is enough for you, and you don't need anything else but Him. If you need to get married, go ahead. God gives you the opportunity. It is still good to run when you're tempted, put restrictions, pray, and cut off these little branches, but still focus on that root. We don't want a branch to fall on our head, but we should still focus on cutting that root. Make sure to live by the Spirit as well. So I say walk by the Spirit, and not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They're conflict with each other, so you do not do whatever you want. Galatians 5:16-17. So keep praying and seek Jesus, and cut off whatever caused you to sin, so that you can do His will and follow your God-given purpose.